Welcome back to Daily Dose. My name is Robert, and I am with the extraordinary version of Susan Scarlett in front of me right now. For those of you who were with us in the last episode, you heard that come up, and you heard me hopefully highlight how important. I do hear titles and poetic things very well. It's one of my gifts, lines of dialogue. And that is, to me, an extraordinary title, an extraordinary version of Susan Scarlett. Let me paint the picture a little for you for what I see of that and why I feel it's so important. It is you coming into acceptance of both your current state, what is going on realistically for you, both aging and within this disease that has no cure, and recognizing that you still have power, a lot of power and influence in this position to become a new and whatever, without putting even other judgment on it, some version of yourself that you really like, an extraordinary version of yourself, despite these challenges, that is felt internally first by you and is being validated by others, which therefore serves them because they feel it and serves you to keep going, which is what I'm trying to do for you now, is encourage.
And I live it every day. It's they're saying it, I'm feeling it, and I'm seeing it happen.
And now comes the challenge, because what you said off the air and what I'm going to say now is you said, because I want you to own it. I want you to step into it. And you said, that feels immodest. Let's talk about that. What feels immodest about it?
Well, putting my name there, even if it was just the word me instead of my name, there's a little bit.
What's wrong with Susan Scarlett? Let's go there. I love your alliteration, number one.
Oh, me too.
I love your married name. I think Chip gave you a lovely last name. That really is nothing wrong with your maiden name. I just think Scarlett is gorgeous. And many people, they call you Scarlett because you could be like a Scarlett. And Susan Scarlett is a beautiful. So what's wrong with Susan Scarlett? Start there.
Oh, just that it highlights. It's not the name. It's that it.
I know. What's wrong with highlighting Susan Scarlett?
Well, you wouldn't let me call the Yaks factor the Robert factor.
But that's because Yaks is there to serve other people. This is what I'd argue, and I hear you. You're right. That's fair. The extraordinary version of Susan Scarlett, in my mind, isn't even about Susan Scarlett. You see what I'm saying? It's going to be, you're going to write all those things. It's going to be you saying, there's an extraordinary version of you too. And I'm giving you permission.
Okay.
Just as I'm giving myself permission to be an extraordinary, because unless you give yourself permission, you can't give other people permission.
Yes.
So that's why you do, in my mind, have to call yourself this extraordinary version. And there's nothing immodest about that to me. That is just calling out your hope, your passion, your belief, the work you've done.
What you did is make it bigger than me. And I didn't realize that's what you heard and what you were.
And this is why we talk about
it. Well, that will be interesting to see where that goes.
Yeah, let's pitch it. We've got time left. Let's walk it through. What do you feel about this the extraordinary version of Susan Scarlett? Just what do you feel or see as that title sits out there?
Are you talking about how I feel myself now, or how I feel about
this is the only time we have right now. What do you feel about the extraordinary version of Susan Scarlett?
I believe in it. I can feel it happening. I see myself hesitating and then going, doing things, trying things, saying yes to things. Most of which you're asking me.
What makes you extraordinary? What makes this version of you extraordinary?
I think the growth and the courage that I have experimented with, allowed myself. And so I think if I'm going to talk to other people about this concept, it's that kind of thing I'd want to talk about. I might be the working example.
I think it's not might be. I think you are 100%. We'll whatever anyone else will do with it, that's their business. I want to highlight again the importance of saying extraordinary. Extraordinary is a great word. You and I are both word nerds, and extraordinary is a wonderful word. And to give yourself permission, which is a word we talk about often, to call a version of yourself, and there again, that's a lovely part. This is a version of myself, extraordinary. There's so much self-love in that. That's what I don't want to, that's what I want to make sure you're not going to back away from. That's where I don't want you to become overly modest. I want you to self-love yourself. And that might be the challenge. I see the look in your face right there.
But that's a lot of conversation. It's a wonderful opportunity. And I think the trick or the challenge would be to really be intimate and personal and not be as like third party as I was feeling initially.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where the immodest came from. It's like,
I think I've got a perfect co-Sherpa for you for this, and you know her very well. Her name is beautiful Aunt Linda. Yeah, anyway, we're going to talk further about this. Okay. Take care. Next Daily Dose.
okay.